Typography is a fundamental part of any UI design, yet so many beginners find it difficult to choose the correct typefaces for their creative project. Let's face it, we all have sat down and scrolled through our font library in Figma and Illustrator, trying to find the typeface that feels right. However, this approach may fail if you aren't experienced enough. Therefore, in this video, I'm going to share a super simple process to help you pick a suitable typeface for any creative project. So first, you want to understand the scope of the project and who your users are. This means that you should sit down with your stakeholders or client and ask them more about their brand and their users from their perspective. This includes getting an understanding of the demographic, their occupation, the lifestyle, their likes, dislikes, and so on. And in particularly, you want to understand the pain points and problems that this brand is trying to solve for. Then you want to ask your client about their brand values and beliefs. This could be either their mission statement or their vision statement and what they perceive their brand to be in the coming years. A simple trick is to ask the client to describe their brand in 3 adjectives. For example, let's say our client is a fitness brand who wants to cater to the younger audience, which includes Gen Z and millennials. After talking to the client, we got an understanding of the users and they have described their brand as bold, energetic, and fresh. The client also mentioned that the typeface that we're going to choose is not only going to be used on their website, but also on their app, their brochures, their social media posts, and even in posters in their gyms. The bottom line is that you want to get as much context as you can about the nature of the brand and what it stands for. Now that you know more about your client's brand, you should take some time and conduct further research on competitors and other brands in an external domain that share the similar traits and values. For our example, we will look at other fitness brands that cater to the younger generation, and since our client described their brand as fresh, bold, and energetic, we will analyze companies that have similar traits. Here are a few fitness brands that have similar values, and here are a few external brands that emote boldness and energy. During your research, you should study how these brands have applied typography not only on their digital mediums but also on physical marketing collateral such as brochures, pamphlets, and so on. As you do this, you will notice certain similarities in the styles of typefaces used and how they have applied these fonts across these various mediums. Every style of typeface has its own trait and solves for a particular purpose. Here is a chart which depicts the different emotions and characteristics of the various typefaces. Now that you've conducted your research, it's time to go and actually pick the typefaces that you need. In most cases, a brand has 3 to 4 typefaces for different purposes. One is the logo typeface for the name of the brand. Next is a body font which is used for paragraphs and information. And finally, we have an accent typeface which is used to call out certain points and give a unique flavor to the overall design. So now you can go to your favorite font website and sift through the various options that are available that matches your criteria and the brand values that you identified in the previous steps. I like using Google Fonts as it is free and it has a large library of options. In our example, I will choose this option for a display typeface as it feels bold and fresh. For the header and body typeface, I will choose a sans serif style as that is easy to read and can be applied across mediums. Finally, for the accent typeface, I will pick a handwriting style as it stands out and gives a personal touch to the overall design. And just like that, we have picked typefaces that fit within the style of the brand and that solve for multiple purposes. The right use of typography can make a huge difference in your design, so make sure to take your time with this process and land on something that you and your clients are happy with. Subscribe for more UX UI tutorials.